Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. I'm going to do a yesterday, today, and tomorrow reading on MAGA. Obviously, MAGA is a very important part of American history. Kind of like a colonoscopy is a very important part of your health checkup regimen. It's unpleasant. Nobody wants to do it, and there's a whole lot of orange liquid you have to drink beforehand. It's a really tricky thing to have to do, but apparently it's really good for you or something, even if we don't understand why. Yeah, I went there. Anyway, MAGA. Let's look at them yesterday, today, and tomorrow. What is the higher spiritual lesson we're supposed to learn from this movement and its takeaway? Entertainment purposes only. Let's see. Central tenet with MAGA. King of Pentacles. Obviously in my readings, King of Pentacles represents Donald Trump. And MAGA is centered around Donald Trump. But think of it more as like a cult of personality around a singularly powerful individual. Mussolini, Adolf Hitler, Napoleon, etc., etc., etc. Something like that. So that's what's centered underneath, is that all things with MAGA always involve an authoritarian-like figure. So in the past, Page of Cups. Oh, that's a good start here. The current situation. Can we get these cards in here? I have to lift up a little bit. Oh, wow, how interesting. I'm tired of losing in the future. I like that. Cool. 1, 2, 3. Look at that. And then the overarching energy. Okay, I've got all the cards in there. You can see everything pretty close. And then underneath it, the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so what do we have? For MAGA and movements like MAGA, it all centers around an all-powerful leader of some sort. And this person is the one who dictates who's in the crowd, who's in the club, and who's not in the club. So think of the Four of the Wands as being welcomed or shunned. And so it's all about one person and their values, and they will tell you who is allowed to be in the club and who isn't. In the past, MAGA things in the past, it's the Page of Cups. It's this feeling that you're being told that something's wrong. Something's not right. There's a fish in your cup, and you should be upset that there's a fish in your cup. Not that you should look into this fish in this cup and say, wow, there's a fish in this cup. I can look at all the possibilities, all the wonderfulness of the fish of this cup. No, it's attacking your base emotions, your immature emotions, kind of like your brain stem, your fight or flight things. And the Lovers, it's understanding, bringing people into your camp. We are the people that know what's right and wrong. Join our camp. This is kind of, God, Adam and Eve type thing. Religions can be sort of the same way. Join our camp. Reject the devil. You don't join our camp, you're going to be dead. So it's in the past, it starts off with this inclusiveness, and bad things are happening out there, and these bad things can do bad things to you. But this is also that willingness to chain yourself to the devil, and going forward and bringing an end to whatever normalcy was out there, and now going with something different. So MAGA in the past was aligning with like Donald Trump and definitely hooking yourself up for the full ride on this one and bringing an end to the things that he said he wants an end brought to. Current situation is the Four of Pentacles, holding on for dear life now. MAGA is under assault, and it's under assault by truth and justice. MAGA MAGA starts off expanding, trying to bring people into the MAGA camp and making it big, a movement. But at some point, this person starts dictating who's allowed to be in the movement and who needs to be out. So MAGA then starts constricting, and that's what this is. It's constricting. It's losing power. It's losing influence. And what happens is more and more what's spun out are the people who are on the fringes. People who have morals, people who have ethics, people who question dear leader are cast out. So it starts getting to be a tighter and tighter group, and that group becomes more and more fanatical. So right now, MAGA is under assault by something as simple as the truth and justice and righteousness. That truth comes out because truth is the enemy of a dictator. Choices need to be made. Are you going to ride this wave all the way to the shore, or are you going to jump off? So this is the MAGA group getting smaller and smaller because at some point people say, I can't do this anymore. This is too much for me. That's a line in the sand. And what you end up having here is the victory, because as more people, it's funny, as more people leave, the people that are left feel like they're more victorious because they are the pure bloods of all these other people in here. Harry Potter pure blood reference for you, entertainment purposes only. So they think they're the chosen one, the victors here. Because they don't like that sort of justice. They want to be the ones wielding it for this guy's will and whim. But this is the stage we're at right now, where MAGA is trying to hold on as best they can, but they're under assault by truth, justice, and people are leaving, and the people that are staying think they're riding a winning ticket here, but they really aren't. In the future, what happens? MAGA leaves. It goes away. MAGA is exhausting. It's emotionally exhausting. And every card underneath here supports that. Strong emotional responses. Everything is an outrage. Everything's a culture war. Everything's an assault on your way of life. It's just exhausting to constantly have to find new friends and people who agree with you, because the crowd keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And at some point, you go from that strong emotional response to the groups that you made to the celebrations. This is also, it gets, the emotions progress, and at some point you have to leave. The MAGA dies off. It goes away because eventually you can't maintain this Ace of Cups anymore. And it's replaced by other people's strong emotions against MAGA. Other groups that you were othering band together. You're talking about Antifa and BLM and immigrants coming across the border and Muslims and whoever else that you hate in this world. They start banding together because you have a common enemy, and it's this person and this person. And then all of a sudden, these people are starting to celebrate victories because they united for a common cause. And that common cause makes them more powerful, and again, it reduces and minimizes the influence of MAGA. So MAGA, it becomes less and less effective. MAGA already apexed. It apexed over here. It's holding on for dear life over here, and in the future, it goes away. What's the lesson to be learned? Queen of Pentacles. What drives these people? The folks that support MAGA. They felt like they're not special. They aren't valued. They bring value to our society, and it goes unrecognized. Now, there is a bit of immaturity with that. But you have to allow for that immaturity. Let me take you back to your childhood. This certainly happened with my kids. My son could not understand why my daughter had a birthday party. She was born 6 weeks before him. He's 2 years older. So, her birthday was earlier, and then 6 weeks later was his birthday. So she would always, in his mind, she would always have her birthday first because her birthday was earlier in the year. And I kind of get that logic, but it's like, but it happens every year. But that logic doesn't go through. He just felt like she was special because she got her day, and his day wasn't that day. And sometimes he would be rotten on her special day because she was being celebrated and he was being ignored. It's kind of like that. It's that kind of immaturity that, all these other groups get their special day. Where's our special day? And what they're not understanding is the groups that get their special day because, generally speaking, they're oppressed. Blacks in the United States, they were slaves. They were oppressed. Homosexuals in the United States, they have been oppressed for a long, long time. And we have those days of recognizing them because we're trying to integrate them and show appreciation. And basically, it's kind of like, we were really crappy to these people. Maybe we should not be so crappy. But then these basically white people want to be oppressed too, and they're not. And they don't know what to do with that. White Christians are not oppressed. But here's the thing. Regardless of that, this guy tells them that they should feel oppressed, that they're not valued, but he values them. He knows what's best. So, because he tells them they're not valued, they will take up the mantle of this person. This person will tell them what to do, and their knights at arms, they will follow him through thick and thin because he cares about them. And he's speaking the truth. Got it? See how that works? He tells them they're not valued. They agree. They follow because he cares about them. He's the King of Pentacles masquerades as the King of Cups. And he says, I know what's true. Don't believe your lying eyes. I'll tell you what to believe. Or your lying ears. Okay. How do we fight? The answer to fighting MAGA is also up here, though. That's the beauty of this. They need to be shown that they're valued. It doesn't matter what they do. They're valuable. Now, and I've thrown on MAGA before, and I'll say it again, and this is going to be kind of hard to take, but understand, these guys are some of the most fanatical, patriotic types out there. Now, I realize they're saying they're patriots, and they're supporting somebody who wants to overthrow democracy. Just park that for a second. The reason why they're doing that is they actually think that they're upholding democracy, and they're upholding patriotism. It's kind of what drives them. And they have a lot of drive. And as you can see, they can organize, they can be loud, they can be proud, and they can be fanatical. There is value in people who are 100% in on something because they are drivers. They will drive something that shouldn't go very far. They can push it to the nth degree. Picture, if you will, this MAGA crowd supporting progressive ideals, supporting the green agenda, supporting universal health care. Massive trucks with American flags driving on the freeway, honking their horn, screaming about wanting national health care, wanting free college for everybody. Can you imagine? Now, do you understand where I'm going with this? These folks have value. Do not throw them out with the bathwater. They are an incredibly valuable part of our community. Right now, they're just misguided because this guy is all about himself. They will go to the ends of the earth for something that they believe in. You just got to get them tuned into the valuable things that help society as a whole, not this guy's selfish whims. You really need a King of Cups, a Joe Biden-like figure, a Barack Obama figure, somebody who reaches out to them and lets them know they are valued, trusted, loved, respected, and are of high worth in this country, and that it's recognized. and give them the recognition that they're craving. Really what happened here is, this, I'm sure it's happened before this, but one of the keys to this was NAFTA and then the loss of manufacturing jobs. I've touched on this before. That was their bread. Most of the MAGA folks, that was their bread and butter. These are not folks that were going to be going to college and kicking butt as lawyers and stuff like that. These were folks that were going to do the backbreaking work, working in your factories, your seamstresses, your coal workers, your assembly plant technicians. Just anything that required physical labor. Dirty jobs. Mike Rose, dirty jobs. Now, again, epitomizes the hard work that these folks do. They don't ask for a lot, but they want recognition and they want to be treated as valued members of society, and which is why they're so eager to jump on the elites and push back against the elites, because they're being told it's the elites that are laughing at you. Teach them a lesson. So that's kind of how the autocracy works. They turn you against a certain group of people. It's the elites and it's the left. And they can fight and bicker and argue with the left. It really is the elites, but it's the elites that don't want to do any type of wealth redistribution. They don't want to contribute to social programs because that's their money, damn it, and they don't want to share it. These guys are peasants. Screw them. And I'll throw that in a lot of my comments. Think of royalty, nobility, and everybody else are peasants. Not even the Middle Ages where you had doctors and engineers and stuff like that. Nope. We're going back to the Dark Ages. Royalty, nobility, peasants. That's the direction that Donald Trump and these crew are trying to take us. So we've got to stop MAGA, the people that support MAGA, the common folks. You got to stop them fighting with the Democrats. We got to turn them facing up. Go after the folks that want to create a noble class and a monarchy, and go after them. They're the ones that are really holding you down. It's not the brown people. It's not the Muslims. It's not the Democrats. It's the people that don't want to share. The wealthy people that don't want to pay their fair share. That's really what the messaging needs to be. So, in the end of the day, MAGA is showing us how groups of people can be influenced when they don't feel valued. And it rises up, hits crescendo, starts as it's going down. They fight viciously to maintain whatever gains they think they've gotten, but in the end it's going to burn out and go away. MAGA is going to go away in this country. It absolutely is going away. Because when dear leader's gone, they don't have a leader, and now they can't organize. They just kind of disperse into the wind. And then after that, how do you prevent it? Make them feel valued. Programs need to be put in place to give these guys an education, to give them jobs that pay well so that they can get the nice trucks that they want every once in a while, take a vacation, have nice things, and feel like, that they're valued for their contributions to our society. That's my reading on MAGA. Thank you very much for this, for watching my yesterday, today, and tomorrow reading on MAGA. I hope it gave you some insights as to what's going on, and maybe it'll help you understand that this isn't forever and it's actually on the way out the door now. Thank you for supporting my channel. I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.